Wallace Gator Bradley, you have the floor. Explain just what your connections are now to the Gangster disciples, and what did you mean? You said it was taken out of context.
Yeah, it was really taken out of context.
What did you mean that you're still a Gangster disciple?
The question was asked when I went over to the Boys and Girls Club, which he's never set a foot in. Okay, I went to the Boys and Girls Club because it was questions about the boats that's been taken up out of there because the machine had broke down. This battery reporter was asking me questions. So you a Gangster disciple, you a Gangster disciple, you a Gangster disciple. I said, okay, if I'm a Gangster disciple, I'm a Gangster disciple that's going to help stop the killing in the community. That's what I said. Okay, now, I grew up in the community, okay, around gangs, a part of the gang culture. Okay, I made my mistake like everybody that grew up in that culture. Now, my whole thing is that since I've been away from the antisocial behavior from the gang, okay, that's how I ended up with Jerry Butler, because he wouldn't have no gangsters working for him. Okay, I've been instrumental in stopping the killing, which is the first thing in public safety in our community. Okay, she never addressed that issue.
Doesn't he deserve any credit at all, Alderman, for the gang troops that he calls it?
No, you have to look at people. I have to salute people like Marion Stamps, or you know Marion. She's been there for a long time, and Marion don't have any. She's not a gangster. She's over there working as a mother, struggling over there. I think Gator have a responsibility to all that mess that he created to clean it up. I think one of the things.
How did I create it?
One thing I do, Mike, is I travel and I go to I speak at most of the institutions in this state. And one thing I say to them is, you have a responsibility to come out and help rebuild our community. Now, Gator have not. Mr. Bradley has not given up his word.
Yeah,
what do you mean he created?
He was an enforcer for the gangs.
What is an enforcer of a gang?
You tell me.
You've described yourself as an enforcer. What does that mean?
My responsibility was to make sure that people come to meetings when I was gang banging. Okay, as an enforcer. Okay, that was my duty, to make sure they come to the meeting. I check the list, see who come to the meeting and who didn't come to the meeting. But what's most important and what's on record, even Marion Stamp called Gator, that's documented, to come and help bring peace over to Breeding Green. Since I've been over there, there hasn't been as many homicides over there as it was, okay? Everybody knows that I was the only one that been on point to help stop the killing in the community. And I've done a perfect job.
Well, I don't think anybody would begrudge a former gang enforcer going in and working and trying to stop the violence, as you say you've done. But why should you have the right to go back to the city council? Explain why you should be sent back to the council.
First of all, I never was.
To the exalted position.
I never was in city council. Okay.
I mean, why should you be?
If she was doing her job.
We used to have laws that
right.
In fact, we still do, but there were no challenges.
First of all, I'm the only one that has the right by law to run. I got a pardon from the government. Okay. I was an outstanding citizen, regardless of all the things I've done.
From Governor Thompson?
From Governor Thompson, regardless of all the things I've done. I was an outstanding citizen. But no sooner I go back to the community to stop African American children from killing one another, because everybody in the back room talking, we ought to do something, then I do it. Then I become a criminal again. You follow what I'm saying? I don't understand it.
What's going to change if you go to the city council?
I think what's going to change is that I would know what to do with funds that's allocated to help the community. I will make the community aware of money that's supposed to be used to help the community. Okay? I have an experienced committee that's assisting me. I got former Mayor Eugene Sawyer going to help me do anything dealing with governmental issues. I got Howard Sappho, former security for Harold Washington, going to help me with public safety to deal with the police problems. Okay, Florence Cox going to help me with education. I got Prince Asiel, Reverend Hardy, T.L. Baird that'll help me bring the community together. Okay, also W.L. Little is going to help me with the business end of it. I'm giving the youth in our community hope to do things right, to become a part of a community, not to make senior citizens afraid of them, okay? She doesn't do that.
Let me say, I want to talk about some of the things I've done in that ward, and you've watched me from the time that I got first sworn in. I took a ward that was declining, that people was running from. I took a ward from a man who had sold services and sold jobs, and I took that ward and I turned it around. People were leaving that ward. People that don't want to say they lived in the third ward. We cleaned that ward up, and we brought economic development to that ward. I've heard my opponent say several times that we didn't bring economic development. When we put in the Grand Boulevard Shopping Center, that was over 800 jobs. We put that there. Mark Cheeks is from Robert Taylor. We made sure that Mark Cheeks got in that CHA development. Tony Glenn was from CHA. We put that there. We went to the Walgreen board. We said to Walgreen, take a chance on us. They said, we don't want to be in front of the CHA housing development. We said, why not? And we fought them. That's on record. And we had them to come in. We went to Kenny Hughes.
He doesn't deserve credit. That happened on her watch.
Hey, it happened on her watch.
And she deserves that credit. We brought in Foot Locker.
I think he's giving it hard.
And she deserves that credit. But first of all, I know she went over there and broke ground when it wasn't even enterprise zone. I know that Now Sherman was the one that pulled the program in and made it work when he put 87th Street together. That's on record. Now, as far as...
What Now Sherman got to do with 54th and Whitworth?
As far as Tony Glenn, okay, she destroyed that brother, okay? How come the black grocery store is not viable now? You see what I'm saying? In that ward. I remember when there was fine black stores in the third ward.
I don't know how to destroy him. How did I destroy him?
Excuse me, Alderman. See, first of all, I grew up in that community. I remember when it was beautiful black stores, every black business was in that community, okay? She came there by way of Selma. You follow what I'm saying? I got 43 years in the community, okay?
Yes, I came in 1965
first of all, on her watch, because she had no program for the youth, crime and violence escalated. You follow what I'm saying? For 11 years that she's been there. Okay? When Tyrone Kennedy was there, he had programs, and the war was not ran down.
Oh, that's not true.
I've heard
true.
Mr. Bradley say before, it's some of the highest crime in the history of the community.
Well, let me say that I will not take responsibility for what Bradley's talking. Bradley want to skirt the issue. He talked about Now Sherman. He talked about Kennedy. The fact of the matter, you can look at before I became alderman, after I became alderman, the rundown condition of that ward. That ward was run down.
Go through there now, man. It's like a bomb came through there.
People were leaving that ward. We turned that ward around.
Right,
we brought people back to this ward.
I have to turn this into a break right now. We'll be right back. Stay with us.